Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Poppy Nell, and in today's video, I'm going to be redesigning slash redrawing total drama characters. Starting off with my personal favorite, Gwen. In all honesty, I have not watched Total Drama, like any of the seasons in their entirety in a while. Like, I'll still put it on when I'm just chilling. Like, if I'm eating, I'll put Total Drama on. Like, it's a show that I've always liked. But I haven't like really watched it in a while, so if I get some plot points or whatever wrong, please don't come for me. That being said, I definitely understand why Total Drama was on Cartoon Network and not like Disney XD or anything like that, because it was definitely raunchy for like a kid show. It's definitely more of like a teen show, because I specifically remember watching Total Drama and there being the scene where Heather got her top ripped off and it was like pixelated, or Gwen like climbing like some mountain or something and her skirt getting ripped off and it's just showing her panties, and like being nervous that my mom was gonna come in and see that and like make me not watch it anymore. But Gwen was definitely my favorite character because she's the emo one, she's the edgy one, she looks cool, you know, she's not like the other girls. Which is like pretty not true. Gwen as a character was definitely like the other girls. Like she kind of, from what I remember, she was like one of those girls that's like, oh, I'm not into drama, I'm not into girly stuff, but really she was usually in the drama. Like the whole thing with her and Courtney and Duncan, I mean, come on. Speaking of Courtney and Duncan, they're gonna be the other two that I'm drawing in this video, because I mean, young me just loved that so much. I loved a love triangle. I mean, and okay, I loved Courtney and Gwen as friends, and I loved Duncan with Courtney, and I loved Duncan with Gwen. So all three of them like being so messy, that was what I watched the whole show for, basically. Like, for the relationship drama, because I wasn't really allowed to watch like anything. Like, if there was a show with a lot of romance in it, it was probably going to be from a show I was not allowed to watch. But speaking of it being raunchy, I mean, just look at the way she is shaped. Like, in her original design, why does she look like that? I don't know. Oh, but these redraws are also supposed to be, if they were older, like more what I would imagine the age you go on a reality TV show is, like early 20s. So I gave her some tattoos and like she just looks generally more mature. I kind of did that for all of them because I don't know. I think like 16-year-olds on a reality show like Total Drama is like kind of weird. I don't like that. Next up is Duncan. I definitely took a lot of liberties with Duncan because this is my channel and I can draw them however I want. And I like drawing abs, so I did it. He has a crop top and he has his abs out. Because I can. Don't say anything to me. I'll come and find you. I've actually drawn Duncan quite a bit. I mean, I've drawn all three of them, but I've definitely drawn Duncan more. Because when I used to watch Total Drama, like, on a more regular basis, I definitely drew a lot of Duncan. It's because he has a mohawk, and he has piercings, and I can draw him buff because he's got a weird shape, and you can't really tell what his body shape would be. So, yeah. I have a lot of drawings of Duncan. I'll put some of them up on the screen so you guys can see. I think this is, like, my least favorite version of Duncan I've done. I like his outfit, and I don't know. I know he has a unibrow, but I don't like it. I'll admit it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Normally, I go really easy on the unibrow. I gave him a real unibrow this time. At least I feel like I did. I don't like it. And also, I feel like I made his mohawk too boring. Usually, I like spice up his mohawk, but I feel like it looks boring. Speaking more about like the actual like art itself though, all three of these were drawn while I was still working at my job that I hated. So if you guys watched my last video, then you know what I'm talking about. But the majority of these drawings was done like over the course of weeks on my lunch breaks. Because those were like the only times that I had energy and actually felt like drawing, which was annoying because you only get 30 minutes and part of it has to be spent eating. Overall, I was pretty proud of the way that these turned out, because I actually really enjoyed the way I did the line art, and I've definitely been like ping-ponging between like a lot of different styles of line art. Like, not really, it's mostly thicknesses of line art and like the way I render certain things over the line art, but I do think that I overworked all three of these drawings. Gwen and Duncan's both took from between like 3.5 hours, and Courtney's only took like 2 hours because I didn't do the same type of line art. But I do think that I overworked the rendering at the end. Like, I don't think that it needed to take as long as it did. Like, they turned out looking good, but I think they could have looked better and just not been so... I really don't know how else to describe it. I do think that I overworked them. And before anyone says anything to me, I know that the anatomy in these, and probably in my next few videos, is like a little bit wonky sometimes, but I've just not studied the way that I used to, so my improvement is definitely at a standstill. I'm working on it. It's not gonna stay there, but you know, I will say I don't think that this version of him really captured like Duncan's energy. But I think it looks good at least. Next up's our girl Courtney. So for this one, I was definitely struggling with the pose at first, so I did the classic, you know, blocking it out with a thicker brush. But yeah, I changed up the line art style for this one, I think because by the time I'd gotten to Courtney, I was like, I don't want to do this. Like I said, I was still working at a place I did not like and was taking up all of my energy. So I got home and was like, I don't really want to do this, but I need to finish it, only to put the video off for forever, which is why it's being released now and not months ago. But yeah, so I did a thicker line art because it's just easier and quicker for me. So her drawing took like an hour less than the other two did. Regardless, I still like the way she turned out, but she had the same problem as the other two. I overworked it, and I don't think I should have got rid of the bob. She should have had a bob. I gave her a bun. I don't know, I think a bun does suit her, but the bun is just so Courtney, you know? Like, I basically didn't change her outfit, which is why, you know, I hesitate to actually call this a redesign video, because I didn't really redesign anything. It's basically just draw this in my style. Maybe I should call it that instead. I mean, obviously I did still make her look like older, and I changed up like a couple things, but it's mainly the same outfit. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about Courtney, to be honest. I loved her. She was a queen. That's kind of not true, actually. I didn't like Courtney because I thought she was annoying. Here are all three of them together. Gwen was definitely my favorite, based on the end results. But thank you guys for watching if you made it all the way to the end of the video. If there's anything you'd like to see from me in the future, please comment down below, and have a great rest of your day.